Hello and thanks for joining me on Life in Surround. Today I will be reviewing the Abbey Road 50th Anniversary Blu-ray featuring a new stereo remix, 5.1 remix, and an Atmos remix, plus an Easter egg video. I just want to take a quick second to encourage you, if you like this video, don't forget to give a thumbs up. If you're interested in surround music, subscribe to the channel, leave comments down below, share the video. It all helps this channel grow, and I sure appreciate your support. I'm going to take you on a quick tour now of my Atmos system and show you the Abbey Road Blu-ray menu, plus how to get to the Easter egg video. And then we'll be back. Alright, it's Abbey Road 50th Anniversary weekend here at Casa de Vieda, otherwise known as Life in Surround Studios. I'm just going to give you a quick tour of my Atmos system. So here we see that I have front, left, and right definitive 1000s. I have a 4-woofer poke for a center that I found in a warehouse for $100, so I grabbed it. I've got definitive heights. My heights are above my fronts and above my surrounds. And then I've got some rears back here up on the wooden bookcase. Atmos uses those. I've got 2D and 3D projector, the 55-inch 3D TV for casual viewing, and then a 13-foot wide screen for blockbusters and more spectacular 3D films. You see Abbey Road 50th right there. This is a little bookcase barrier that I built to keep my 2-year-old away from my stereo gear. Coming back here, we see Abbey Road ready to go in my Sony X800, and up above it is my Oppo BDP 103. And over here we see my Denon X6400H with a fan cooler, which is very important for Denons and Marantzes. And then finally I have my 2 subwoofers back here behind the listening position. That's just how this room works best. Now, Abbey Road is so bass intensive that I actually had to go and soundproof my room a lot better over the last couple days. Like the bass was rattling the cable management tracking that I put up. And without further ado, let's look at the Abbey Road menu. Some people don't like that it auto-plays on stereo, but that's what it does. And here we go. Now I'm going to show you how to get to the something video. Cursor down to it, push right, and then enter. The video option appeared. This takes you to the something video menu, where you can choose between stereo, 5.1, or Atmos to view the video. And now, on to the review. Alright, so we're back. I'm going to give you the bottom line up front. You should get this. The stereo remaster, the 5.1, and the Atmos remasters are all successes. They're all immensely enjoyable, and in my opinion they all improve on the original stereo mix as I know it, which I've heard on CD, cuts on the radio, and friends' LPs. I consider the new stereo remix a 10 out of 10, the new 5.1 remix a 10 out of 10, and the new Atmos remix something like a 9 out of 10 or maybe a 9.5 out of 10. And I'll get to that. If you're new to Life in Surround, and particularly my surround album reviews, I usually make a point to cover the music, the mix, and the sound quality. Now, the music for Abbey Road goes without saying, and you probably have your own well-formed opinion, so I'll just say that I consider it to be one of the Beatles' greatest albums. Though there are albums of theirs that I like better, like Rubber Soul and Revolver, I have a high esteem for Abbey Road. I think the songs are great. Some of the songs are fun, some are intense. It's inventive, it's experimental, it's exquisitely executed, and at least half of the album is highly memorable. It's just an immensely successful pop rock album. So moving on to the mixes. What you don't get in this set is the original stereo mix of the album. What you do get is a 2019 stereo remix along with brand new 5.1 and Atmos remixes. The stereo remix sounds more like a modern album with the drums benefiting the most. Abbey Road now sounds like it has a full, thundering drum kit and that the band is built up over it. Vocals and guitars now have a very balanced place amongst all the other parts, and many parts of this album will be noticeable for the first time, at least in my opinion. That's my experience. So it's an awesome stereo remix. It made me feel like I was listening to Abbey Road for the first time all over again. I started with the stereo remix and then moved on to the 5.1 mix just to see if it was an improvement or just to be able to compare how different the experience was. I feel like the 5.1 mix is extremely effective. It has discrete parts that are utilized in the surrounds. Lead vocals are mostly isolated in the center. They're much more discernible than ever. You can hear the humanity, you can hear laughter, you can hear nuances that you never did before. Keyboards, guitar overdubs, harmony vocals usually reside mostly in the surrounds. Drums are up front but are expanded into the room using the surrounds. Bass is in the front left and right channels. There's some kick in the center. Even more so than in the stereo remix, the drums sound huge, and more parts than ever are clearer and more discernible. The Atmos mix sounds a little bit less discreet to me. Parts do reside basically where they do for the 5.1 mix, but they don't feel quite as anchored to the perimeter of your room. They permeate out into the room a bit more, and locating them is a bit tougher. But I don't think that is the point. The Atmos mix is supposed to be more immersive, and it is used to great effect on some songs, especially on She's So Heavy, where that white noise cacophony that swells and drowns out the song right before Here Comes the Sun just absolutely overwhelms you and creates a great deal more tension and drama before cutting off abruptly before the peaceful opening of the next song, making that transition probably the most effective that it can ever be. So all three of these remixes are very different. They all have something going for them. If you only have a stereo system in your home, but you have a Blu-ray player, you're going to love the 2019 remix on the Blu-ray. Otherwise, you also do have the CD. If you have a 5.1 setup, you are in for a treat. I am not here to tell you that the Atmos is better than the 5.1. I don't think it is. They're very different experiences, and if you have 5.1, you are going to be thrilled with Abbey Road 50th Anniversary. If you have an Atmos array, which may be set up a bit differently than mine, I found the Atmos to be slightly less effective than the 5.1, but still highly enjoyable. Please don't get me wrong, please don't bash me for hating the Atmos mix on Abbey Road 50th Anniversary. I don't. I love it. I simply, at this point, love the 5.1 remix a bit more. I intend to spin both moving forward over the years. They are both treasures, and who knows, maybe the Atmos will grow on me over time and I will just learn to really get into it more than the 5.1. I'm just giving you my opinion after a few listens. This is a first impression. I reserve the right to change my mind, and I also completely understand if your opinion is different, and I want to hear from you. What's your favorite remix on this Blu-ray? Is it the stereo, the 5.1, or the Atmos? In any case, if you're enjoying Abbey Road 50th Anniversary, I'm completely happy for you. So the takeaway here is that all three remixes are quite effective, they provide you a different experience, and I find them all to be highly enjoyable, making the 50th Anniversary Deluxe set of Abbey Road by the Beatles well worth adding to your collection. Comes in this cool slipcase, has this gorgeous book. I encourage you to go check out my unboxing video that I uploaded a few days ago. And then just a couple of days ago I uploaded a video giving you a listen to the surround of Oh Darling and the Atmos of Octopus's Garden. So I'd be delighted if you go check those out. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, to subscribe to the channel, leave comments down below. I appreciate you watching. I hope that you are enjoying Abbey Road 50th Anniversary, or if you don't have it yet, that you will soon. I definitely recommend it. I give this set overall a 10 out of 10. I'm going to go vote on the 5.1 and the Atmos mixes on Quadraphonic Quad now. I'm giving the 5.1 a 10 and the Atmos a 9. I thoroughly recommend this. I totally love this. It's finally here and it's amazing. It's wonderful. I'm glad that it's in my life. I'm glad that it's made its way through my ears and into my brain and into my heart. This has catapulted Abbey Road much, much, much higher in my opinion of the Beatles pantheon, and it will probably do the same for you as well. Atmos is now on the map in a big way as far as music is concerned. I know people that are installing Atmos systems just because of this album, and they are not going to be disappointed. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and until next time, I just want to encourage you to live life in surround.